Look, 2020 was an awful year, and I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the games were pretty bad. So yeah, I just thought I would sit down and talk about some of the favorite games that I played in 2020. Keep in mind, not all the games are gonna be games that released in 2020. Maybe you were expecting that, I don't know. Also, I have the titles separated into two categories. Heavy hitters, which are the big games that I sunk hours upon hours into, and bite-sized games, which, as you could guess, are a lot smaller, but I still quite enjoyed them. Oh, and I'm not gonna rank any of these. I'm not WatchMojo.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 anime battle.
However, I do have a favorite game, which I will reserve for the end of the video. You can probably already guess what it is from the thumbnail, but that's enough talking. Let's get into more talking. Alright, we're starting off with a heavy hitter here, this being none other than Mario Sunshine. This game is an interesting case because I've already played it, but 5-year-old me didn't know the difference between a controller and a pouch of Capri Sun, so this just led to me messing around in Delfino Plaza for hours without knowing what to do. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, and on the topic of Delfino Plaza, let me talk to you about why I love this game so much. The world. See, with normal Marios, you got your jumps, your wahoos, your weehees, but Mario Sunshine goes, you know what? Why don't we just do none of that? So instead of fast and snappy platforming, you got... And this isn't a bad thing, because the theme of a tropical island surrounded by water is present throughout the entirety of this game. The game's world is delightful because you're not just selecting the next level to go to, and then boom, all of a sudden Mario's in the clouds. No, you're on a tropical island. So of course the levels you go to are going to reflect that. Plus, you can actually see the other levels from Delfino Plaza, which is a really neat touch. Okay, that's enough praising the game. Now we talk about the bad, which there's a lot of. The amount of random stupid garbage that is thrown at you in this game is absolutely stupid. There's this dumb pachinko machine, this one where you have to move this lily pad over this poison water, and the one where you're writing a blooper, and if you barely scrape a pixel of a wall or a ship, Mario decides he doesn't want to live anymore. I could go on, but there's also so many mechanical issues and bugs that just make the game so downright unfair to play sometimes. Don't let my opinion taint your view though. Overall, Mario Sunshine is a unique experience unlike any other Mario game. There is a reason why I named my Animal Crossing island after this game's main hub world. It's honestly just so charming to run around in this refreshing, sunshine-filled world, and I highly recommend the game if you haven't tried it yet. Yeah! BanjoKazooie is just an absolute delight in every way, and that's coming from a guy who genuinely dislikes collectathons. I just find them really boring. I want to jump across gaps and avoid enemies, not keep my eyes peeled for every last golden McGuffin I need. Maybe this is because I have the brain power of a monkey, but I digress. BanjoKazooie doesn't have this problem. I enjoyed every second of this game. From its wacky characters to a memorable soundtrack and funny dialogue, this game is a blast. It's honestly a shame to see what Microsoft did to the bear and the bird. But Banjo getting into Smash with a more faithful design maybe means more games could be on the way? Also, why does everything have I love retro games. I've always found sprite work to be so much more endearing and charming compared to 3D models. So that's why Shovel Knight is such an amazing game. It's challenging, has a wonderful cast of colorful characters, gorgeous sprite work, and overall, it's just a lot of fun. The Shovel Knight game that I played was the collection, with the main game as well as all of the spin-offs, including the fighting game, which is a lot of fun, by the way. You should definitely check it out. There's worlds to explore, each level has secrets to find and items to collect, a fun challenge mode, the list goes on and on. It's so amazing to see a project that was on Kickstarter to get into Smash Brothers. Overall, Shovel Knight is a masterpiece that deserves to be played. Castle Crashers is probably one of the best beat-em-up games I've played in years. I'm only calling this one bite-sized because I did play this game way back on Xbox 360, but this one is Castle Crashers Remastered on the Switch, so that's why it only gets the lower spot. Now, this game is super simple and straight to the point. You play as a character, level up abilities and strengths, and then go and bash some skulls in. It's simple, dumb fun, but has a lot of complexity to it from a design perspective. Each character has their own special abilities using magic, things like shooting gummy bears or raining down arrows from the sky. There's so many possibilities and just downright hilarious combos that you can come up with. Every hit feels satisfying, and every victory just feels so earned. I just love the sense of humor in this game and the charm that all the characters in this world gives off. It's truly amazing. They absolutely nailed it with this game, and I would love to see Castle Crashers 2. Like, seriously. Since the dawn of time, man has only known one thing: to fight. Armies are destroyed, and innocent are killed. But there is always one thing at the center of it all. Something so cutthroat, something so ruthless, that those that might seem innocent at first could not help but defend it. This paradox has one looming question: who is better? Business cat or white squirrel? That's right, of course we're talking about Animal Crossing, the game that's taking the #1 spot on this list. Now, if you were on the internet at any time in March to May of 2020, you could not take a single step on any social media without seeing two words: Animal and Crossing. It was everywhere. It was like some sort of plague. Now, it might be a little obvious considering my channel that I sorta, maybe just kinda like this game. Just a little bit. Quite literally, my entire 2020 is summed up in this game. But before we get into that, let me tell you what the game's about. So, basically, desert island, you move there. There's a capitalist raccoon that lures you into a scam where you have to constantly upgrade your house for a sacrilegious amount of money. Then after that, you do maintenance and yard work for him for absolutely free. Now you might be sitting here thinking, what's the appeal of this game? You walk around, build your town, and talk to villagers. There's no action, no killing monsters. But that's where Animal Crossing shines. It's so full of life, so full of personality. Every task, no matter how small it is, feels earned, feels gained. I could wake up having 5 assignments due, and yet even if I were to just upgrade my house in Animal Crossing on that day, I would feel like I accomplished so much. Now, you might still be a little confused. What is it about Animal Crossing that's so good? And it's something so hard to describe, and yet it's so in your face. I think it's the fact that you're locked behind a time wall in this game. Now, some, they choose to time travel, and I am completely fine with that. I'm not going to bash you for going into your Switch system settings and changing the day a few days forward so you can get your Nook's Cranny upgraded. I'm completely fine with that. I've done that myself. But I feel like Animal Crossing, it has such a charm to it. I found myself waking up like a kid on Christmas morning every day because, oh, that sombrero hat I ordered arrived in the mail. Now, obviously, there was some controversy surrounding this game, thing about the black market where people would sell villagers, which I don't see a problem with. Like, come on, it's Discord, it's already really weird. And I'm not gonna say the game is perfect. There's so many things I wish they would add or change, things like bolt crafting. Please bring back my boy Brewster. And I would prefer to talk to an actual villager other than just a slab of cardboard. However, Nintendo is constantly updating this game, which I find to be amazing. Being able to look forward to the next update and new experience is something truly amazing, and I think Nintendo should do it with more of their games. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds like an amazing game, a game that you can play forever and never want to put down. That's where you're wrong. Sometimes I would just not feel like playing the game because, oh, I'd have to pick up the weeds that grew while I wasn't playing. Or, you know, I have lost inspiration for any of the cool builds that I wanted to do. It's things like that that keep players from picking up the game again, which is why I think updates are so vital to this game's life. I even celebrated New Year's in this game. That's how much I love it. And that's what I love about this game. Everything. I mean, considering it was basically my entire 2020, I didn't see a reason not to. Even just connecting with friends and hitting each other with nets over and over and over again is just a lot of fun. Everything about this game just screams fun. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Animal Crossing New Horizons. Play it. Please play it. Oh my. So do I think it's my favorite game of 2020? Nah, Super Mario Orders a Spaghetti Burrito is so much better, dude. Like, come on!